Hey AJ, I'm not sure if you've covered this before, but I was wondering what kind of a role do you think proper breathing has in motocross? And if you ever find yourself like holding your breath when you're going over jumps and things like that.
Dude, great question.
Dude,
Is that my shroud in the background?
That's your shroud, dude.
Where'd you get that?
Probably Mechanic Dan.
Wow. Shout out. Great question. Great question. So,
What's his username, by the way?
Harry K.
Harry K.
Harry K.
I'm-
Thank you
well.
for the question. He looks like that. That looks like Harry would have hair like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Harry.
Yeah.
If you want to donate some hair, just let me know. What was the question?
Oh my gosh, breathing.
Breathing.
Importance of it.
This is a topic that people don't mention often, and then when you do mention it, it seems like nobody's interested in hearing about it. And what's weird is I don't think that most people know how to breathe right. I think that people aren't very aware of their breath in normal life. Even when I was doing the breathing thing at the pool, you guys didn't know what that was, right?
I know vaguely of what it is. I just thought it was ridiculous
Does
that you were doing it.
Yeah. Does nasal breathing bring more oxygen
It
into your
completely
bloodstream?
oxygenates you, yeah. So
Yeah.
like that's how a quick doing that is like how you would hold your breath for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. So a lot of people are just mouth breathers.
Yeah, and a lot of people on the bike come up to a section where that makes them nervous, and they would do a half breath in and they hold. And even
Yeah.
as I just demonstrate that to you, I'm tensing my arms, I'm death gripping, all of my muscles kind of contract. Your back's probably gonna arch like this. I mean, everything that you shouldn't do is what you would do physically when you go to hold your breath in that breath hold like that. And you can't get it back, usually.
Yeah. No.
When you start doing half breath holds like that, especially like gate drops, lap one, I remember there's been plenty of times where I haven't taken a breath until I hit the finish line jump. And that finish line jump could have been at the end of that lap. You know?
Yeah.
So I could ride in a supercross, I could ride for 50 seconds holding my breath, and then I hit the finish line and I go, oh. And then your race is over at that point.
Yeah.
You're going to get arm pump.
Yeah.
You're going to get tired twice as easily, 10 times as easily, and your technique is going to be bad because you're going to be completely tense. So the technique, and this, I'm glad you asked that, and more people need to put focus into this. You should be timing exhales with your obstacles. So if you're hitting a jump face, you're letting out an exhale. Like a boxer throwing a punch or a tennis player hitting the ball, literally any sport you can think of, you're letting out an exhale. If you're hitting a set of whoops, you're letting out an exhale timed with the entire whoop section. It is very difficult to do. As soon as you get nervous, you will fall out of your breathing rhythm. As soon as you think about anything else, you'll probably fall out of your breathing rhythm. But just like meditation, or to like to kind of center yourself back to getting away from anxiety or whatever it is, you're told to focus on your breath. If you're focusing on your breath, you kind of everything else goes away. The same thing applies on a dirt bike. So if you've put in a lot of time and you've trained all the right things to where you can let your mind go blank on the bike, which a lot of people aren't there yet. That's why I say don't race. Mm-hmm. But if you've done all the work and the correct work to where you could start putting in longer motos operating like completely subconsciously and then just focus just on your breath, like that's what the high level guys are doing. But it's hard.
Yeah.
I'll focus on my breath for like 3 turns and feel sweet. Like hit the whoops perfect because I can stay in a nice position, not get tired, not get tight. Hit the next rhythm super loose, and then all of a sudden it just takes that one thing and I'm like,
Yeah.
straight rhythm is actually a good example. Straight rhythm, like I make it a point to where when that gate drops, I'll let out an exhale until I drop off the thing, and then sometimes all it takes is that one moment where I forget, and the next thing you know, I've held my breath for the entire rest of the straightaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have never once thought about breathing on a dirt bike, like while I'm riding. Like, how often are you actually actively thinking about?
Me all the time.
Because for me, it's
All
like,
the time.
For me, it's like, are my feet in the right place? Are my hands in the right place? Am I
Right.
going too fast into this corner? Do I need to brake harder? That's what's going through my mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's tough because there's a lot of people that are. Yeah, but then there's some people that are at the level where they should be consciously thinking of the technical steps.
Yeah.
But those very same people, like Fire at Will would be a good example of when he came and rode with us, he was thinking of the technical steps, but guess what he forgot to do? He wasn't breathing the entire time. So Fire at Will would do like one little section and come off and be exhausted
Right.
because he was a nervous wreck and was holding his breath. And that's a super normal thing. People get
Yeah.
discouraged because they think they're out of shape, where maybe they might not be in the best shape, but it's because you're holding your breath. And it completely affects your technique. It rolls your hips, it makes you death grip with your arms, and you get arm pump. Yeah, you have to breathe. A good way to practice too, I think Deegan does this. Doesn't he fill his mouth with water? It's kind of a cool concept. Or just force yourself to just hold it. Like today, I was, because it was super hot, number one, and two, I didn't
Yeah.
feel like getting dust in my mouth. I was riding with my mouth sealed shut.
I was doing the same thing when I was riding behind you, especially.
Yeah.
Oh, because the dirt tastes really, really salty here. It's disgusting.
It's that sweet water.
They must water with salt water or something. I don't know. But yeah, I was very consciously thinking about.
And
keeping
when
my
I
mouth
ride
shut.
with my mouth closed, my heart rate's lower. Now you're going to reach a certain point where you probably are going to have to start opening your mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can, especially for the average person that's really should just be focused on technique. You probably shouldn't exceed the exertion of having to ride with your mouth wide open.
Yeah.
You should be able to operate mouth closed, breathing through your nose. Good question.
People are sleeping now with their mouths taped shut. That's like a thing.
That is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like, what's amazing is someone made a business out of selling the tape as
Yeah.
if you couldn't.
Maybe
use
try
tape.
that. I don't know.
You just tape your mouth shut when you ride.
They say you
Well,
sleep
no,
better.
no. Try it while sleeping first and see if
I
that-
ride with my mouth wide open.
Yeah, well-
Dude, the feeling I had in my throat after riding today
Yeah.
out in the desert or whatever, it was so bizarre.
Yeah, you probably.
Water didn't make it better.
Yeah.
You
It was
might
weird.
have. Oh, never
You
mind.
might have caught something.
Yeah.
Next question. Hit me with it.
Anyway.
If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, go download them. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and I think that's it. Go download them there. Give them a listen. If you want to watch full episodes, which I tell you what, it's even better to do that. Go to club.themotoacademy.com because Moto Academy subscribers inside of the app have exclusive access to watch the entire episodes. And not only that, the subscribers actually can send in their questions to be answered on the podcast as well. Club.themotoacademy.com. Go subscribe.